I was working as a tutor at the school Hotshot's house, teaching his younger brother. My online boyfriend sent me a text complaining, "Treasure, my mom just found a tutor for my little brother and it's my classmate. She's so annoying." Such a coincidence? I looked at Liam Quinn, who was fiddling with his phone in front of me, and felt a little flustered. "That girl is so unpleasant. I don't like her at all," Liam muttered while still looking down and typing. I was so scared I didn't dare to reply to the text. Could it really be such a coincidence? Even though I had matched with my online boyfriend from a people nearby search, it couldn't be this coincidental, right? "Haley Evans, can you please focus on teaching my brother? Stop looking at your phone all the time." Liam seemed displeased seeing me on my phone. Okay, I reluctantly put my phone down. He went back to texting on his phone, and a moment later, mine started vibrating nonstop. "For heaven's sake, if you don't want me on my phone, then stop texting me." I looked up and met his slightly annoyed gaze. I silently switched my phone to silent mode. Luckily, he didn't seem to notice anything unusual. I still couldn't believe it. The online boyfriend I had known for so long was actually the most popular hotshot at our school. "Miss Evans, can you check if I did this problem correctly?" Ben Quinn eagerly handed me his workbook. I glanced at it. He had indeed followed every step I had taught him. The boy was very smart. I only needed to teach him one type of problem, and he could understand and apply it to all similar ones. I nodded in satisfaction, unable to hold back my praise. "You learned so fast. Great job." "Are there any other parts you don't understand?" I glanced at the clock. I had already taught an hour over time. Although Ben was smart, he must not have been paying attention in school, which is why he needed tutoring now. "No, thank you, Miss Evans. You're a great teacher." The door opened, and Liam's mother walked in, a gentle smile on her face. "Ben, how is Miss Evans's teaching? Have you learned anything?" "Yes, I've learned everything. Miss Evans is a great teacher, and she's beautiful and gentle too." Ben nodded repeatedly, showering me with compliments. In contrast, Liam's expression grew increasingly sour, though he said nothing. "All right then. I've never seen you praise a teacher like this before. Let's have Miss Evans continue teaching you." Ben jumped for joy. Liam's mother was very gentle. She looked at her phone and said, "Miss Evans, it's getting so late. Why don't you stay over at our house tonight? It would be convenient for you to go to school with Liam in the morning." "Please, ma'am, don't call me Miss Evans. Just call me Haley." I glanced at Liam's annoyed face and immediately declined. "Oh no, that's not necessary, ma'am. I still have to go to the hospital to visit my mom." She looked regretful. "Is that so? The city hospital is quite far from here. Let Liam take you." Before I could refuse, she pulled Liam to his feet. "Son, didn't you hear me? Hurry up and take your friend." Liam reluctantly picked up the keys from the table. It was a physical key, with the emblem of a prancing horse. A Ferrari. Just this Ferrari alone was enough to make countless girls at school fall for him. He went to get the car, telling me to wait here. It was only then that I had a chance to look at the messages Liam had sent. The chat was still from a few minutes ago, the last message being a cute, pouting sticker he had sent. I scrolled up to review the conversation. "Treasure, why aren't you replying to me? She's tutoring my little brother but isn't focused at all." I gave her a piece of my mind. Good heavens, does he have to tell other people about this stuff too? Before, I used to think it was sweet that he wanted to share everything with me, and his occasional pouting was cute. But I still couldn't connect my online boyfriend with Liam's cold face. "Treasure, when can we finally meet? I promise I won't disappoint you." He really was cold on the outside and warm on the inside. That exterior that made thousands of girls swoon was hiding a childish soul. No way, I'm really ugly? Meeting up probably isn't a good idea. "Treasure, you finally replied. What were you doing just now?" "He's making me wait here, not getting the car, and is busy texting." I was a little annoyed and replied irritably, "I was getting yelled at by some idiot." I'm so mad. The moment I sent it, the other side showed typing. What idiot dares to yell at my treasure? Reading that, I almost burst out laughing. He's even scolding himself. My mom is also making me drive that classmate home, but I don't want to. I'm just going to sleep in the car later. Liam really was cold. Why do you hate your classmates so much? I asked, feeling like I already knew the answer. Anyone could see that Liam disliked me, and I had a pretty good idea why. A moment later, Liam texted back, because she badmouthed me behind my back. Of course, he still hadn't forgotten about that. During the pandemic, our school was under lockdown for a while. All our learning was done through online meetings with our teachers. That day was my first time using a particular online learning software. I just remembered there was a microphone icon, and below it, the word mute. There was a red line across the microphone. Was the mic on or off? I really didn't understand. Just then, my roommate sent me a voice message. Haley, do you think Liam Quinn is handsome? He even has a Ferrari. I think I have a crush on him. But I heard a girl confess to him a few days ago and got rejected. I blurted out, just look at Liam's face. If you look at it twice, you'd probably need to put on a winter coat. What's so great about him? Where is he handsome? The teacher, who was in the middle of a lecture, suddenly coughed a few times. Haley Evans, no talking during class. Please mute your microphone. Another message from my friend arrived. Haley, why didn't you mute your mic? The whole class heard you. It's over, you're in deep trouble. After that, the lockdown was lifted, but this story spread everywhere. Occasionally, girls would come to my class just to stare at me. Who would dare to talk about Liam like that? Does she have a death wish? But Liam never made things difficult for me, nor did he react at all, except for the cold gaze he gave me whenever he saw me. But since he seemed to look at everyone with that same coldness, I thought he didn't care. It wasn't until now that I realized he had indeed held a grudge. He probably never expected that his online girlfriend was the very person he hated. I was texting Liam while simultaneously opening a ride-sharing app to find a car. Just then, the door behind me opened, and Liam's mother stepped out. She looked at me, a little surprised. Oh, Haley, why are you still here? Where's Liam? She glanced around a bit. It's okay, ma'am. I've already booked a car. She took her phone out, smiled at me, and then walked to the side. Liam, where are you? Are you ignoring your mother? 1 minute later, she gave me an okay sign. Soon after, a red Ferrari sped towards us. Liam shot me a cold glance. Get in. Unexpectedly, his mother got in before me. She grabbed Liam's hand with one of hers. You have to be nice to Haley. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find a tutor for your brother? If you make her quit, you can teach him yourself. Liam winced in pain, gritting his teeth. Mom, all right. I get it. As we passed a BBQ stand, I told Liam to stop the car. He looked at me, his expression of helplessness seeming to say, why are you so much trouble? The moment I got out of the car, my phone buzzed. Without even looking, I knew it was a message from Liam. Playing me and texting me at the same time. I'm not going to reply. Thinking back, Liam and I met through a game. It was a ranked match, and I turned on the Find Nearby Players feature. He was the only one with an Honor of Kings status. I sent him an invitation on a whim, and to my surprise, he joined immediately. To think that Liam, a guy who never paid attention to girls, would fall in love online. If my boy-crazy best friend knew about this, I wonder if she would cry herself to death. After buying the skewers, I got back in the car and finally opened Liam's message. Treasure, can we meet? I've never even seen you before. He had brought up meeting many times. Luckily, I had never agreed. If we had met and he saw it was me, he probably would have turned on me on the spot. If I looked just like your classmate, would you still like me? Treasure. Ever since I found out Liam was my online boyfriend, I even found this 2-word nickname a little strange. I heard his message notification chime. He only glanced at it, not replying because he was driving. We're here, his cold voice announced. He's not this cold to me online. Two-faced. Thanks. I hesitated for a moment, but finally said thank you. As soon as I got out, the Ferrari roared and sped away. Wow, so heartless. I had a hard time finding my mother's hospital room. I had asked her many times before, but she wouldn't let me visit. She was in a VIP room, all by herself. Mom, are you feeling better? Seeing me, my mom's expression immediately changed. She was about to get out of bed to stop me. Why are you here? Go home quickly. I looked at her helplessly. I know, Mom. You checked into the hospital because of that doctor. It's okay. I just saw him go downstairs. My mom let out a sigh of relief and returned to her weary state. Good. But you can't let him know I have a daughter this old. Wait until he agrees to date me. Then we'll tell him. I laughed helplessly. Mom, do you still want these skewers? Yes. Leave the skewers here. You can go home now. I sat down next to her helplessly. Mom, let's just go home. I'm scared staying in that mansion all by myself. It feels so empty. My mom was too busy eating her skewers to pay me any attention. Sigh, I'm bored at home too. That's why I went to work as a tutor. Who told you to dress so plainly? I bought you so many designer clothes, but you refused to wear them. My mother was frighteningly resolute. No, wait until I successfully woo that doctor, then we'll see. Being close gives you the best chance. Just then, my phone lit up. It was a text from Liam's mother. Haley, from now on, come over to Tutor Ben after school for both lunch and dinner sessions. I'll increase your salary. You and Liam can go together after school. Let him drive you. I spent a whole hour trying to persuade my mom, but she was completely unmoved by my pleas. In the end, I had to go to IKEA and buy a giant teddy bear. I had to hug it to sleep, to feel secure. When I got home, the house was pitch black, looking like a monster with its mouth wide open. I didn't even turn on the lights, just used my phone's flashlight to run straight to my bedroom. A big house isn't all that great. It just makes you more scared. I turned on the AC, wrapped myself in a blanket, and started texting Liam. Every time I texted him, I always felt more at ease. If you look like my other classmate, I'd probably have to reconsider. This message was sent over 10 minutes ago, in response to the question I asked him in the car. Question mark. Didn't you say you'd like me no matter what I look like? His reply was clearly delayed by a beat. No. In any case, you can't look like that witch. Otherwise, I'd be very sad. He really did detest me. Even though I called him ugly, other people don't think so. Why does he have to hold a grudge? Wifey, why didn't you invite me to play games today? Seeing that form of address, I got goosebumps. I couldn't even imagine Liam's tone and expression when saying that. What? Wifey? Don't call me that. Immediately followed by a sticker of a small cat looking wronged. Hey, what are you doing? You're so cold in person. You don't need to be so overly relaxed in an online relationship. I decided to answer his question and ignore the pet name. I've been busy lately. I probably won't be able to play games much until the evening. Okay, we chatted for a while, and it was almost midnight. Going to bed now. Good night, wifey. Good night. In the end, I didn't have the courage to text back the words hubby. My mom's Porsche was parked in front of the house. Unfortunately, I didn't have a driver's license, so I still had to call a car to get to school every day. As soon as I got out of the car, I saw my best friend waving at the school gate, a cheerful expression on her face as she ran over. Haley, you look really pretty today. Behind us, a loud roar sounded. A familiar red Ferrari, like a roaring beast, screeched to a halt right in front of the school gate. As expected, Liam always made a grand entrance like this when he came to school. I looked around and realized something was off. What's wrong? Why is the school gate so crowded today? You don't know? Today is Liam's birthday. Jessica Siachu said she's going to confess to him. We all came to watch. In the crowd, I immediately saw Jessica holding an extremely extravagant birthday cake. Everyone around was gathered, whispering and gossiping. No wonder you came earlier than me today. You must have come to watch the confession. My best friend looked disdainful. What confession? Everyone came to watch the joke. Who thinks she can actually succeed? Jessica was very popular in school, but I didn't know much about her. I had only heard that her family was somewhat well off and she was very arrogant. Why? I think she's pretty. Even from a distance, I could see Jessica standing out among the crowd of female students. A tall figure, fair skin and delicate features. One look and you could tell she was an innocent young lady who had never experienced love before. My best friend patted my shoulder, her eyes full of, "You're still so naive. How many girls have confessed to Liam? Have you ever seen him agree to any of them? Besides, Jessica is famous for having no character. How could Liam possibly agree? I didn't know what Liam was doing in his car. He was taking forever to get out. My curiosity was also piqued. What's wrong with her character that it's so bad? She corners girls in the bathroom to beat them up. Haven't you seen? She thinks just because her family has a little money, she's all that. She specializes in bullying those who are less well off. I don't know if she has some kind of psychological problem. It's true, you can't judge a book by its cover. She's confessing and even posted about it in the group chat. Does she really think she can succeed? I only came here to see her make a fool of herself. Suddenly, the phone in my pocket buzzed. The caller ID said the boss, which was Liam's mother. Hello, ma'am? Is something wrong? Has Liam found you at school yet? I looked at the Ferrari not far away and shook my head. No, he hasn't. All right, Haley, just wait a moment. Just a moment later, Liam got out of the car. When the butterfly-style doors opened, he looked like a prince stepping out of a fairy tale. Jessica shyly held the lavish birthday cake and walked up to him. My best friend grabbed my arm, her face full of excitement. Liam, happy birthday. She held up the cake with both hands, a faint blush on her face. Liam stopped, looked at the cake expressionlessly, and showed no intention of accepting it. With that, he continued walking, leaving Jessica standing there stunned, her face full of confusion. The people around were either laughing or showing sympathy. My best friend almost burst out laughing, pulling my arm in delight. I knew it, I knew she wouldn't succeed. But then, I felt something was wrong. Damn it, why is he walking straight towards me? Sure enough, Liam's cold knife-like gaze was fixed on me. My best friend also realized something was unusual. Haley, why is Liam walking towards you? What is this? Your mom-in-law told me to wait? Is she waiting for her son? My best friend was tense, gripping my arm tightly. Hey, stop pulling my arm. You pull it when you're happy, you pull it when you're tense. My arm is about to get bruised. As Liam got closer, I noticed that his hand was red. I suddenly remembered his mother's hand-pinching technique from the other night. Could it be that he got his hand pinched again this morning? He looked at me, his expression no different from when he looked at Jessica just now. I sincerely invite you to come to my house this afternoon, okay? I was stunned for a moment, then nodded. Seeing me nod, his expression became slightly unnatural for a moment. Then he turned and went back to his car. The Ferrari roared and sped onto the campus. My best friend looked at me with a mixture of shock and admiration. What? Go home together? You've won him over? Won him over? I'm his brother's tutor. Please, miss. Stop being so dramatic. Unexpectedly, my best friend's expression didn't change at all. She still had that boy-crazy look on her face. Sob, I'm still so happy for you. It's a pity my grades are too bad. I can't even teach a high schooler. Before my friend's boy-crazy fit was over, Liam's mother called again. This time Liam found you, right? If I wasn't mistaken, there was a hint of pride in her voice. Yes, he found me. He just found me. All right then. I guessed right. Oh, that boy Liam is good at everything. He's just too cold. Haley, you're so gentle, you probably wouldn't dare to get in his car, so I told him to personally invite you. Now you can rest assured. I wasn't expecting Liam to talk to me in that annoying way just now. Ma'am, now I'm even less assured. But I still replied politely. Thank you, ma'am. After hanging up, my best friend timidly poked my arm. Haley, it looks like you've become the center of attention, my best friend whispered. Sure enough, the gazes of most people in the crowd had shifted from Jessica Sikutumi. Especially Jessica, the way she looked at me, you'd think I had just murdered her father. In everyone's eyes, it seemed I had just ruined a romantic confession. I suddenly felt the shame of being the other woman. Let's go. There's nothing good to see here, I said, grabbing my friend and bolting into our classroom building. Once we escaped the crowd, my friend's gossipy soul reignited. You said all that stuff about Liam during the online class back then. Now that you're tutoring at his house, isn't he giving you a hard time? I put on a face like I was about to cry. Don't even bring it up. I've only been tutoring for a few hours, and he's nearly worked me to death. Do you specialize in bringing up painful memories? If you hadn't said that about him, your chances of successfully confessing to Liam would be way higher than Jessica's. Hearing that, I quickly waved my hands. No way. I'm not confident enough for that. Unexpectedly, my best friend suddenly got serious. Why not? Don't you know how pretty you are? Plus, you've got the means. You're a perfect match for Liam's family. My best friend was the only one who knew my family was wealthy, because I had only invited her to my birthday parties in the past. Hearing her praise me, I took out my phone and scrolled through last night's text messages with Liam. My eyes stopped on the way he addressed me. Wifey. A strange feeling bloomed in my chest. If he knew who I was, would he still be able to type those 2 words? Or would he just glance at me coldly, like he did with Jessica, and show no emotion? While I was staring blankly at the message screen, a new text from Liam arrived. Wifey, my mom pinched my ear again this morning. It's all red. It was accompanied by a sticker of a crying kitten. There. Are you okay? Why did she do that? Huh? I guessed right. Looks like I have a talent for being a fortune teller. It's because of my little brother's tutor. My mom took it out on me. Why does everything always come back to me? Unexpectedly, Liam's tone then changed, and he started complaining about me. Honestly, I suspect he's never been in a relationship before. Who complains about another girl to their online girlfriend? If he weren't talking about me, I probably would have broken up with him long ago. You know how foolish that girl is? How so? How foolish is she? I thought to myself, wanting to see just how he would describe my foolishness. My mom told me to call her into the house. At that moment, another girl showed up at the gate with a birthday cake, so it wasn't convenient for me to get out of the car. But that fool didn't know what she was looking at. She didn't enter the school, and she didn't leave. She even tattled on me to my mom. I had no choice but to get out of the car and get her. One moment his face was as cold as ice, and the next he was sitting here complaining. This young Master Quinn really changes his tune fast. And who tattled to your mom? Suddenly, I thought of a way to tease him. Oh, so someone brought you a cake? You're quite the hotshot, aren't you? As expected from someone as inexperienced as Liam, the other side went silent for a long time. Right. Today is my birthday. Isn't my dear wifey going to give me a present? Good heavens, don't you know how you treat me? If I were to give you a present, it would be 2 slaps across the face. I quickly sent over a $50 cash gift. Satisfied now? Give me a smile. Unexpectedly, Liam didn't accept it. Instead, he sent one back to me. Wifey, take this money, buy me a cake and bring it to Northwood University, okay? The corner of my mouth lifted into a mischievous smile. I accepted the cash gift and immediately turned off my notifications. Let him learn what it means to lose both your money and your prize. I don't know why, but Jessica and Liam walked into class at almost the same time. Neither of them looked happy and their expressions were a bit sullen. Thinking about it, they were both miserable because of me. My mood instantly improved. Liam probably didn't harbor too much malice towards me since he didn't know I was the culprit. But Jessica was different. The way she looked at me, it was like she wanted to eat me alive. The 2-hour class dragged on. Every time I looked up, I'd see Jessica turned around, her resentful gaze locked on me. Hey, what are you looking at? You look like a scorned woman. I just want to gouge your eyes out. Being stared at by her for a whole class period, my mood was about to collapse. Finally, the break came. I thought she would find an excuse to start a fight with me, but unexpectedly, she sat still for the entire 2-minute break. How embarrassing. I must have underestimated her. But the moment Liam stepped out of the classroom, Jessica charged straight towards my desk. So she was just shy in front of a crowd. Haley Evans, I'm warning you. You should know what you deserve and what you don't. Huh? What don't I deserve? Please clarify. Jessica's face darkened. She had probably never met someone who would confront her so directly. At that moment, her posse, seeing their leader was angry, moved to surround me. I looked at her, my face full of contempt. What, you think you're tough with a big group? Still playing these childish middle school games? My best friend stood by my side, but she couldn't do much. Jessica was the crazy type. If things got physical, my friend and I would definitely not be a match for them. She was so angry, her chest heaved violently. It was clear I had pushed her buttons. You don't know what you don't deserve? Her voice suddenly boomed. Because your family is poor. Don't dream of climbing the social ladder by latching onto Liam. You're not worthy. I smiled at her, not bothering to argue back. A person carrying a 3-year-old Chanel bag is calling me poor. I could let her mock my poverty, because in reality, she wasn't that rich herself. But arguing in the middle of the classroom like this was truly embarrassing, and I didn't want to continue. It seemed my silence made her more confident. She continued, and her next words made me instantly give up any thought of de-escalation. Everyone knows your mom picks you up every day. Isn't it because you don't have a father? My heart clenched. I immediately stood up and slapped her across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the classroom, loud and clear for everyone to hear. The pain of losing a loved one can fade with time, but only if it's not ruthlessly torn open by others, awakening a pain that goes bone deep. My father was a firefighter, and my mother, a lady who loved beauty. A serious firefighter like my dad was completely smitten by my mother's elegance. When a factory had an accident, my father went on duty. Later, I learned that the factory owner had not warned them that there were explosive materials inside. That day, no designer brand could hide the tear stains on my mother's face. For the first time, I saw her cry so heartbreakingly. You dare hit me! Jessica, furious, was about to lunge at me. I didn't back down. If she was going to bring up my father, she had to learn a lesson. Suddenly, I felt my wrist being grabbed by a warm hand. Then, I was pulled out by an irresistible force, coming face to face with Liam's scowling face. You're a girl and you're fighting? How can you teach my little brother properly like this? I angrily shook his hand off. So what does me fighting have to do with teaching your brother? He looked at me, his face saying that if I said one more word, I'd get hit. Luckily, Jessica, seeing Liam, lost her will to fight. She scurried back to her seat like a mouse. By the time class let out for lunch, my stomach was growling. I turned to look at Liam's seat, but he had disappeared at some point. What? He said we would go together. I disappointedly packed my things, only to notice a very unfriendly gaze on me. It was Jessica again. She was as persistent as a leech. My best friend also noticed the situation wasn't good. Jessica's friends weren't leaving either. This didn't look good for us. Actually, it was just not good for me. After all, my best friend's mom was coming to pick her up, while my mom was still in the hospital, busy flirting with a doctor. Haley Evans, are you planning to die in this classroom? I turned around to face Liam's impatient glare. Luckily, he showed up just in time, saving me from a visible defeat. Haley, you're finally here. Come in and eat. The food is getting cold. I don't know why, but as a tutor, I felt like his aunt was being a little too enthusiastic. Ben was also overjoyed to see me. It seemed that besides Liam, the rest of their family was very fond of me. During the meal, Liam's mother suddenly spoke up. Haley, I'm thinking of doubling your salary, as long as you come to teach Ben during lunch and dinner. Oh no, that's not necessary, ma'am. Why the sudden raise? She seemed to notice my confusion and explained, don't be shy about accepting it. This boy Ben is very picky. Many teachers have given up on him. It took us a long time to find someone as suitable as you. And the second reason is, you mentioned your mother is sick yesterday, right? I understand that you probably need the money more. Hearing this explanation, I was truly touched. The second reason was probably the main one. She thought I was struggling financially because my mom was in the hospital. Another misunderstanding. It's always harder to refuse kindness than to accept it. Oh well, if she wants to raise my salary, I won't refuse anymore. With no classes in the afternoon, I guess I'll be staying here for the whole session. Miss Evans, do you know how to play video games?
Are you kidding? Of course I do. Who do you take me for?
Honor of Kings, ever heard of it? Ben's eyes lit up. Can you carry me for a few matches? I'm in my promotion series. Since I was here for the whole afternoon anyway, Playing a few matches wouldn't hurt. Let's go. Log in. A match was effortless for me.
Wow, you're so good. You're good at school and you're amazing at games.
And you're pretty too. I was thrilled by the compliments. All right, let's play another one. The ringing of my phone interrupted me. The screen showed Mom. My mom is actually calling me. Hello? Haley, I left a document at home. Are you free now? Can you bring it to me? Of course, it was never anything good. All right, Mom. Wait a minute. Good grief, I just got a raise. Ma'am, I'm so sorry, but my mother's condition has taken a turn for the worse. I have to go immediately. Do you need Liam to take you? No, that's okay, ma'am. I turned and walked out. Ben smiled brightly at Liam. Bro, Haley is even better at games than you. Liam glanced at his little brother. Let me see her stats. Ben held his phone up in front of his brother. A match of Honor of Kings, 13 kills, 0 deaths. But what caught Liam's attention wasn't my stats, but my in-game eye. Northwood used Bell. Liam looked back at his own in-game name. Northwood used Hunk. This was the matching name he and his online girlfriend had spent so much time coming up with. Liam's hand tightened, knuckles cracking. Finally found her. When I finally reached the hospital entrance, I saw a familiar figure from a distance. Jessica. What an unlucky encounter. Without her posse, I couldn't be bothered with her. However, I still chose to ignore her, acting as if I hadn't seen her. But as I walked past her, that shrill voice rang out, right on cue, not disappointing me at all. Oh, hello. Isn't your mom sick? It seems karma really does exist. Is your mouth filled with several pounds of crap? Since we were outside, I didn't want to make a scene. What's wrong? Isn't your dad sick? What are you doing at the hospital then? Unexpectedly, she held her head high and said, My father is not sick. He's here at the hospital to discuss business. Oh my, discussing business at a hospital. That's a first. I didn't want to waste any more words and walked straight into the hospital wing. My mom was chatting with a man in a very smart suit. I knocked on the door. Mom, I brought the documents. It seemed their conversation was about to end. All right, Mr. Sichu. If the conditions are agreed upon, shall we sign the contract? Sounds good. The polite man signed his name very decisively. Mom, let me tell you, I almost got into a fight at school today. Unexpectedly. My mom, who was signing the paper, paused and started scolding me. Normally it's fine, but why did you have to get into a fight? It's dangerous, you know? She said our family was poor, which is fine. But then she brought up Dad. I couldn't stand it. I noticed my mom flinch slightly. Oh no, I slipped up. I shouldn't have mentioned this in front of Mom. Who was it? My mom's voice was very calm, but I knew she was angry. The man tried to soothe her. Kids these days are really thoughtless. How about this, CEO Evans? Let's just finish signing the papers. Dad, why is it taking so long? All three of us turned to look at the door. It was Jessica. CEO CHU discussing business, good heavens. This man is Jessica's father? Jessica's eyes were wide with shock as she looked at me. I turned to look at my mom and pointed at the door. Mom, that's her. I never thought I'd be a tattletale like this one day. I guess we all become what we once hated. But I have to admit, this feeling was actually very satisfying. The man's expression immediately became awkward, as if he didn't know how to handle the situation. My mom didn't say much, just put her pen down on the table. Mr. Sia, I think this contract needs to be reconsidered. Something doesn't seem right. Let's discuss it another day. The corner of his mouth twitched, and he forced a smile that was uglier than a grimace. Please don't do this, CEO Evans. My side has already prepared everything. My mom remained silent. Jessica, get over here now. The man was so angry he was trembling. Jessica had no choice. She looked at her father with fear in her eyes and slowly, tremblingly walked over. Slap. The sound of a slap was loud and clear. In less than 5 seconds, a handprint was already visible on her face. Why are you so thoughtless? How many times have I told you not to bully your classmates? Jessica's tears streamed down her face, but she didn't dare to utter a sound. My mom just watched coldly, with no intention of intervening. As for me, I was even a little pleased.
Wow, being the bad guy really is interesting.
The man turned to look at my mom. Is that better, CEO Evans? My daughter was wrong. I will discipline her properly. Conflicts between children at school should be resolved by them at school. Hearing this, he looked as if he saw a ray of hope. Of course, of course. Tomorrow I will have my daughter apologize to Haley at school. Is that okay? The man looked at me. Being the kind-hearted person I am, I naturally didn't want to escalate things, so I could only give a slight nod.
All right then, Mr. Sichu. We'll sign the contract tomorrow. No problem, right?
Yes, no problem at all. He hurriedly walked out, dragging his daughter with him. Watching them leave, I immediately threw my arms around my mom. Mom, you're the best. You really are my mom. Don't worry. No matter what, I won't let you be bullied. Just then, a man walked in. It was the doctor my mom liked. Seeing my mom and me hugging, he looked a little surprised. Who is this? Your daughter? My mom mercilessly pushed me away. No, this is my niece. On the taxi ride home, I opened my messages from Liam to take a look. Since I had muted him, he had been texting nonstop. The most recent message was from 5 minutes ago. Wifey, if I find you based on my own abilities, can we hug and kiss? Hug and kiss? I'm right in front of you and you don't recognize me. What abilities do you have? Sure, whatever. If you can do it, we'll see. Okay, you wait. Back at the Quinn's house, the aunt immediately asked, How is it? How's your mom? I really wanted to say, I don't have a mom anymore, I've become my mom's niece. What mom are you talking about? She's stable, but she has some psychological issues. Psychological issues? Oh, that's hard to treat. Liam, who was lounging comfortably on the sofa, suddenly stood up and said, Come up to my room? What does that mean? Liam completely ignored my suspicious gaze and walked straight up to the second floor. Good grief, should I follow him? Miss Evans, you're back. I have a problem I don't understand. Can you come over and help me? Ben called me from his doorway. I looked up at the second floor, and though I was hesitant, I ultimately walked towards Ben. After all, being a tutor was my main job. Besides, I had a feeling that every time Liam sought me out, it was never for anything good. Which problem don't you understand? This whole chapter, on magnetic fields and electromagnetic induction, this will probably take until midnight. Liam pushed the door open and walked in. I turned around and met his eyes. His face was unhappy, looking as if something was bothering him. I told you to come to my room. Why did you run over here? I rolled my eyes so hard, I almost saw my brain. Please, teaching is my job. Come to my room first. You can teach him later. With that, he rushed forward, grabbed my hand, and started pulling me out of the room. Bro, let go of her hand. Ben rushed over and grabbed my other hand, trying to keep Liam from pulling me away. I stood in the middle, speechless. What is this? A tug of war. Are they trying to rip me in half? I know you don't like Miss Evans, but... Ben looked at Liam with a pitiful expression. Hey. Miss them is but expression. Hey. Don't like Miss Evans, but... Ben looked at Liam with a pitiful expression. Hey. Is it polite to say that? I know Liam doesn't like me, but saying it right to my face is a bit humiliating. Liam looked at his little brother, his eyes full of annoyance. What do you know? Let go of her. Ben shook his head, refusing to budge. Don't touch her hand, you hear me? Oh my God, are these two brothers about to have a fistfight? Liam, Ben, what are you two trying to do in here? Their aunt pushed the door open and pulled Liam to one side. Seeing his mother, Ben immediately activated his expert-level whining skills. Mom, Big Brother was stopping me from studying and he was about to bully Haley. This performance was probably worthy of a Best Actor award. But then again, what Ben said wasn't too far from the truth. His aunt's half-believing, half-doubting gaze shifted to me. Don't look at me. I can't afford to offend either of them. Perhaps she interpreted my silence as Liam pressuring me. She immediately grabbed Liam by the ear and dragged him out of the room. How many times have I told you? Don't disturb your brother's studies and don't make Haley angry. Get out of here right now. Mom, let me explain. No, Mom, let go of me. Before leaving, his aunt turned back and smiled at me. It's alright, you two just continue studying. I'm going to go discipline him. The door closed. Without Liam, the atmosphere in the room felt much lighter. Haley, shall we continue? I nodded. I wasn't mistaken about him. Ben's intelligence was truly commendable. Magnetic fields and electromagnetic induction are probably some of the most difficult topics in high school physics. But for me, all I needed to do was explain the key concepts he didn't understand, then demonstrate with 2 practice problems. The rest of the exercises in his workbook and reference books he could do on his own. After each step, Ben would look at me, and upon receiving an approving nod, he would be overjoyed. All done, Haley. I understand everything we learned today. Are there any other subjects you need to study? He shook his head and put his books in his bag. This is like studying ahead. It feels pretty good. I looked at the clock. 2 hours had passed, and during that time, Liam hadn't come to bother us once. It seemed his aunt was very effective at handling things. What should I do with the rest of my time? Today was the weekend. I had no elective classes, so my afternoon was completely free. I don't know if my best friend heard my mental cry for help, but she texted me at that exact moment. Haley, get over here. Something fun is happening. It was immediately followed by a location pin for a karaoke bar, including the room number. What kind of fun? I waited for 5 minutes, but she didn't reply. Knowing her, she probably got distracted by some handsome guy. Karaoke on a Sunday afternoon? Who has the time to sing at this hour? Normally, I wasn't interested in places like that. But Ben was done with his studies. No one else was home and I was free. Wait for me, I'm on my way. Ben reluctantly waved goodbye to me. As I left, I didn't see Liam anywhere. Could he have been dragged away by his aunt for punishment? But that was good too. He had never given me a friendly look. If I had left early and he found out, he would probably fire me. I drove to the karaoke bar. Arriving at the room number my friend had sent, I pushed the door open. The moment the door opened, I felt something was wrong. There was no music in the room, nor could I hear any laughter or talking. When I saw the situation inside clearly, I immediately turned to run. Inside the... Liam, are you sure? Those guys, they really didn't do anything to me? Liam looked at me seriously, then suddenly burst out laughing. Do anything to you? Or do you want to hear what they did to me first? He intentionally wiggled his casted arm. Don't worry. I saved you completely intact. It's just a pity that it's hard for me to eat now. Suddenly, I felt that something was wrong. If something happened to me, where was my mom? Was she still busy flirting with that doctor? Liam, where's my mom? He looked at me and answered with a cryptic sentence. Ah, your aunt had some business to take care of. And what about that Jessica CHU? I'm definitely going to deal with her. I was about to get out of bed, but Liam stopped me. No need. Jessica has already been sent to a juvenile detention center. Your aunt is handling this. Hearing that, the anger in my heart subsided a little. The school has already expelled her, but that doesn't really matter much. Her mental state isn't very stable right now. What happened to her? Liam glanced at me but remained silent, not saying anything more. Because of what happened to you, your aunt canceled the contract with Jessica's father. Initially, he was the one who sought out the partnership, and the contract itself had coercive terms. In the end, because of this incident, your aunt got angry, and his capital chain broke. Last night, Jessica's father committed suicide by jumping off a building. That's why she became unstable. She deserved it. It's a good thing for Northwood University to get rid of a menace. But her father's end was truly tragic. Perhaps he should have reflected on how he raised his child. From beginning to end, Liam never told me the specific details of how he had saved me. From that day on, I entered a period of rest and recovery. I was invited by the police to give a statement. When I returned to school, Jessica's belongings had already been cleared out. With our common enemy dealt with, I once again became the center of attention. Why again? Because the first time was when I badmouthed Liam and became a phenomenon. My mom was very good at protecting me. She explained to the teachers that my arrest was due to being attacked by Jessica and her group, but she never mentioned the tattooed men. After all, the lives of some female students are very boring. Whether something happened or not in their mouths, it was all treated as fact. My relationship with Liam seemed to have improved a little. Every evening, I still comfortably called him Treasure, because he didn't know who I was. I still rode in his Ferrari every day after class to go to his house and teach Ben. But recently, I had taken on a new task, feeding Liam. This was a one-sided request from him. As a way of expressing my gratitude for him saving me, I also agreed. Getting paid one salary for 2 jobs, I felt it was worth it. Even though I wanted to go home, my mom still hadn't successfully wooed that doctor. With her personality, I knew I couldn't convince her to come home. Before, Liam was always nagging me to go up to his room. Now I came every day, but he never said what he wanted. After feeding him, I would go to Ben's room to teach physics. Haley, you like my brother, don't you? I don't. I admit I felt a little guilty saying that. If you don't like him, why do you feed him? I just want to repay him for saving me. Was that the time you went to the karaoke bar? How did you know? You should thank me too. I was the one who told my brother where you were. Otherwise, how would he have found you? Ben had an expression that was begging for praise. This habit of showing off his achievements was exactly like his brother's. That day, my brother asked me where you were. I told him you went to karaoke with someone else. He immediately got super angry and ran out. Why? I don't know. He was muttering something, like he didn't know what other guy you were out with, and then he ran off to find you. Oh my God, what was that action from Liam? I smiled at Ben. Is that so? Then I really have to thank you. Is there anything you want to eat? Or anywhere you want to go? My treat. Ben propped his chin up and thought for about 2 minutes. Haley, how about we go to the amusement park? I nodded. Sure, but you have to tell your mom and your brother first. Otherwise, I'll be seen as an irresponsible tutor. Ben excitedly ran out. Haley, you're the best. About 2 minutes later, he came back, his expression a little strange and disappointed. What's wrong? You can't go. It's okay. I can play games with you instead. Ben looked at me with pitiful eyes and shook his head. No, my mom agreed. But my brother. What about your brother? Your mom agreed. What's his problem? Is he not afraid of your mom pinching his hand again? I looked at Ben and gently comforted him. It's okay. Your brother's opinion doesn't matter. As long as your aunt agrees, it's fine. No, my brother agreed too. But he said he wants to come with us. What? Liam is coming too? With that serious face of his, can he even smile? Wouldn't he just ruin the atmosphere? Ben sighed helplessly. It's so weird. My brother has never been interested in places like amusement parks before. In my head, I started to imagine the scene of Liam, with a serious expression, sitting on a merry-go-round. Where's your brother? Where is he now? He said he's going to change his clothes and told us to wait a bit. His arm is in a cast and he's still trying to be stylish. It's a good thing he didn't ask me to help him change. Alright then, I'll call a car first. Liam's Ferrari definitely couldn't fit 3 people. We waited downstairs for about 5 minutes before Liam slowly came out. The moment he stepped out the door, he almost blinded me. Shiny leather shoes, a sharp suit, and he even wore a tie. If I didn't know better, I'd think he was about to attend a charity event at a bazaar. Of course, with this kind of attire, I didn't dare to comment. But Ben, who wasn't afraid of his brother, didn't think so. Bro, we're going to have fun. Why are you dressed like that? If you want to go, then go. If you don't, then go back to your room and study. I knew right away that talking to him wouldn't lead to anything good. Luckily, I wasn't the one who made the comment. Haley and I weren't planning on bringing you along anyway. Liam's gaze immediately shifted to me, as if asking if that was true. Why do you two always drag me into your arguments? No, you're very welcome, I quickly said to de-escalate. Alright, the car is here. Let's go. Driver, to the Cityscape Plaza amusement park, please. The driver glanced in the rearview mirror and teased. Oh, are the 3 of you going to the same place? How come 2 of you look like you're going on a picnic? And one looks like he's going to a gala. This made Ben and me burst out laughing. Liam's serious face turned to look at me. Is it that funny?
Oh my god, is he even breathing wrong? Why is he always targeting Nate?
Bro, stop bullying Haley all the time. Jeez, I didn't even see it.
How am I supposed to guess?
I shook my head and answered honestly. I don't know, but I'm very curious. Can you tell me? Ben nodded and leaned in close to my ear again. On my brother's note, it was written, "Ways to win over a girl at an amusement park." Behind cotton candy and ice cream, there were check marks. Win over a girl. I looked Ben over from head to toe. Confirming he was not a girl, I started to think about myself. Could it be that all of Liam's strange actions today were for me? I shook my head hard, telling myself, Haley Evans, that's a dangerous thought. Ben looked at me, a hint of regret in his eyes. Haley, it looks like you're about to become my sister-in-law. Sister-in-law, my foot. Ben sighed to himself. Being with my brother really is tiring, but that's okay. If that happens, I'll get to see you every day. Haley. I made a face like I had just swallowed a fly and quickly texted Liam. Treasure, is there any other girl you like? No way. I only love you. The conclusion was clear. A classic cheater? Liam likes me? To this day, I still can't believe it. Don't even dream of it. I will definitely not like your brother. I know. His personality isn't that great. Suddenly, I became curious about that note again. Do you know what else was written on your brother's note? Ben shook his head. No, I didn't get a chance to read the rest. Just then, Liam returned with the snacks. The two of us immediately stopped our conversation. The next item on his list was either the roller coaster or the drop tower. Both were quite thrilling rides. Ben was excited to hear it, but Liam didn't think so. He took out his note and glanced at it. The haunted house? Geez, why the haunted house? What's the point of going in there? Not wanting the two brothers to start arguing again, I quickly made peace. That's fine. The haunted house sounds fun too. The experience time for the haunted house was quite long. You had to wait for the group ahead of you to come out before the next group could go in, so the line here was longer than for any other ride. This was where the advantage of the VIP card came into play. Walking through the members-only lane past the envious eyes of the crowd, we garnered quite a few looks of admiration, jealousy, and frustration. Before we went in, Liam gently whispered in my ear, "If you're scared, hold my hand." For the first few minutes, I pretended not to be scared. But when a jump scare actor nearly made me fall over, I quickly grabbed Liam's hand tightly. I didn't initiate this, okay? He's the one who told me to hold his hand. My face felt a little hot. From beginning to end, I didn't dare to turn and look at him. I just felt that this haunted house was really big. Every 3 steps there was a small ghost, and every 5 steps a big ghost appeared. Every time a ghost appeared, I would shrink back. By the time we got out, I had practically climbed on top of Liam. Liam told me to get down, smoothed out the suit I had wrinkled, and said nothing.
I realized Liam's attitude towards me had really changed a lot. Could what Ben said be true?
It's all your fault for insisting on going into the haunted house, making me lose face like this. After that, Ben and I clamored to ride the roller coaster and the drop tower. As I was screaming in fear, I saw Liam's stoic face and suddenly felt that the drop tower wasn't thrilling at all. I even had the urge to jump off the ride right then. It was just as Ben said. Liam really knew how to ruin the atmosphere. As the sun began to set, we headed to our final stop, the Ferris wheel. When the cabin in front of us was occupied by 2 people, Liam suddenly grabbed my hand and pulled me into another cabin. Then he turned back and said to Ben, "You can sit in the next one." The cabin across from us seemed to be occupied by a couple deeply in love. Liam and I really had nothing to talk about, so we just silently listened to them exchange sweet nothings. "Darling, they say if you kiss at the highest point of the Ferris wheel, the 2 of you will be together forever. Do you want to with me?" That was the boy's voice. The girl blushed, leaned her head on his shoulder, and nodded shyly. As the Ferris wheel gradually ascended, the scenery below came into clear view. The distant mountain range, the nearby lake, it was as if nature itself was bearing witness to their love. I didn't know if the Ferris wheel had reached its peak yet. Feeling a little embarrassed, I quickly turned my head to look out the window at the view. Unexpectedly, Liam leaned close to my ear and whispered, "We're at the highest point." Huh? Before I could understand what was happening, I felt my hand being held tightly by Liam. Liam. I could only get out one word, but the rest of my words were blocked by his approaching face. He looked at me, his ears gradually turning red, his words somewhat hesitant. "Should we be together forever?" I lowered my head, trying to pull my hand away, but he held it so tightly I couldn't escape. When my eyes met his again, although I couldn't see my own expression, I could feel my face burning red. Okay. Almost at the same time, his face moved closer, until a warm feeling touched my lips. His kiss was strong and irresistible. I even felt like a piece of fish being devoured by him. "Don't! It hurts!" I pushed him with my hands, barely managing to get out those two words. I don't even remember how I got off the Ferris wheel that day. I just remember when Ben got off, he looked at my face in surprise. "Haley, what did you eat that was so spicy? Why are your lips so swollen?" "She just ate something very delicious, so her lips are swollen," Liam said, standing beside me, grinning smugly. I resentfully gave him a light pat. After that day, I stopped going to Liam's house for tutoring. My mom was discharged from the hospital, and she even brought home the doctor she had her eye on. But anyway, at least I wasn't alone in the house anymore. Thinking back now, I still don't understand why I vaguely agreed that day. Now I don't know how to face him. At school, I tried to avoid him. Even so, I could still feel a pair of eyes following me during class. Damn it, what exactly is the relationship between Liam and me? "Haley, come with me to watch the basketball game." That super handsome guy is on the court. I was dragged by my best friend to the basketball court with almost no time to resist. "Look, isn't that guy even more handsome than Liam?" I glanced over and replied, "I'm not so sure." She was mesmerized, while I sat courtside, fiddling with my phone. "Watch out! Move!" A loud shout came from the court. I looked up to see a large figure flying towards me, then I blacked out. That's right, I fainted from someone falling on top of me. I didn't even have time to see who it was. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. Oh my god, I haven't been to the hospital all this year, and now I've been here twice in just a few days. A doctor glanced at me. "You're awake?" Before I could react, he turned to the door and called out, "Stop standing outside, she's awake." The doctor changed my drip and conveniently closed the door on his way out. Liam walked in, a rare look of worry on his face. "How are you feeling?" I shook my head, almost on the verge of tears. "Not good. Everything hurts. My head hurts. My legs hurt." The moment I said it, I regretted it. Geez, why does that sound like I'm whining? Liam reached out and stroked my head, his expression a little indulgent. "It's okay. I've already called your aunt. She'll be here soon. Thanks." He pursed his lips into a smile, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "No need to thank me, wifey." "Don't call me that. Who's your wife?" My voice got smaller and smaller as I spoke. "You don't object when I call you that online." I quickly pulled the blanket over my head. "It's over." I could die of embarrassment. "Are you sick?" "You knew who I was and didn't say anything." A strong force suddenly pulled the blanket off my face. His eyes looked at me like a hunter looking at its prey, making me instinctively shrink back to the edge of the bed. "I told you I'd find you. You said that if I found you, I could hug and kiss you." Liam's face showed a wronged expression, as if he was blaming me for not keeping my promise. We already kissed. On the Ferris wheel. The memory of that day flooded back, and my face turned red again. That time doesn't count. I hadn't officially found you then. I looked at him with wary eyes, as if looking at a rogue. I pressed my hands firmly over my mouth, signaling him not to even think about it. "I was the one who brought you to the hospital this time. Shouldn't you thank me?" I kept my mouth covered, shaking my head vigorously. "I just woke up, I'm still weak. Maybe next time." Seeing his sly smile, I had a bad feeling. "It's okay. Let me." Liam pulled me from the edge of the bed closer to him, then started to pry my hands away. I tried to use my hands to push his face away, but my whole body had no strength. I couldn't resist at all. I closed my eyes, surrendering to my fate. Looking at my lips, now as swollen as sausages. I almost burst into tears. Liam, however, contentedly wiped his mouth, his expression still looking insatiable. Wifey, the kiss is done. When you get better, we'll do the hug. I could only look at Liam helplessly, with no strength left to argue. He stood tall, looking down at me, his eyes full of possessiveness. Wifey, after you graduate, let's get married. The doctor said I could be discharged today. Come to my house this afternoon. I held the wedding bouquet in my hands, listening as the officiant asked Liam for his vows. That day, I heard the sweetest words in the world. Haley Evans, if my life were a poem, you would surely appear on the first page. And the days to come would be the content of that poem. When people read poetry, they carry the story from the first page to absorb every word in the poem. I will carry the love for you from the first page to live out the rest of my life completely. End of story. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so I have more motivation to make new videos. See you in the next video.